This is Dr. Neufeld with a quick review of how we plot dates on a timeline that has BC dates as well, BC and AD on timeline. First of all, remember BC and AD are the older terms. You may still see them and hear them in books and society, but we are changing the terms, partly because these terms are based on one religion, Christianity, and not the entire world are Christians. BC used to mean, does mean before Christ, before he was born. But again, today we use BCE as the time before he was born, and it means before the Common Era. AD, which many people thought means after death, and that's not what it meant. It actually meant Anno Domini, after the birth of Christ. Today we're using the term Common Era. We're not going to change all the dates throughout history and give new numbers, but we're not going to base all dates on the one religion. So that's why we're changing these terms, BCE and CE. So now, if I gave you a date to place on a calendar, for example, the year 65, if I do not give you BCE or CE, then it automatically means it's CE, just common. Now, with all numbers, as usual, going from 0 and getting larger to the right, the numbers are growing from left to right. So this is 0, this is 100, 65 would go about here. That's 65 on a regular calendar. If I place the year 119, again, it doesn't say BCE or CE, so I'm going to say it's automatically CE or AD, another term. 119 would go here. But what if we're talking about, let's say we're studying the Roman Empire, and we're talking about the year 50 BCE. Okay, it does say BCE. This is where now you see regular whole numbers here, just like on the right-hand side, but they're actually negative numbers. So if this helps you think of it as mathematics and negative numbers, and when you think of it as negative numbers, this is when the smaller number's on the right and it gets larger to the left. So oftentimes people would say 50 BCE, they'd put it in the wrong place. We have to look here, BCE, only this half. And if this is 0 and 100, then 50 is halfway between 0 and 100. So there's the year 50 BCE. What if I gave you the year 225 BCE? Okay, so again, look at both numbers. 225, is it between 100 and 200? No, 225 is larger. So it's between 200 and 300. 225 would go there. One more example, the year 401. What if it's an old book and they call it BC? Okay, 300, 400, 401's a little bit bigger, so I put it just over the edge. Now, it's going to be common for us to see a beginning and an ending date. And here's how I'd like for you to put it on timelines. For example, if I said something lasted from 200 to 350, and I did not place a BC or CE, so it's automatically CE, I would put something like this. It starts in 200, here's 350, so it goes to 300, draw a line like this. Okay, and so the event lasted from 200 to 350. Now the same if I gave you a date from 100 to 175 BCE. Okay, here's 100, here's 200. So it started here and it ends in 175. So 100 to 175 BCE. So that's placing dates on BC and AD on timelines. Today it's called BCE and CE, before the Common Era and Common Era. If you have any other questions, just give me an email or dojo message and I will help you. Stop by at lunch. Thanks for checking this message.